Hello everyone, welcome to this new video where I will be doing a tutorial. Kind of a beginner tutorial, kind of a beginner tutorial, kind of like just introduction to Premiere Pro if you've never used the program before, which is a video editing program. Now I will show you how to. Just the beginning things, like just introduction, as I said already. Why am I repeating myself? Let's get into it. So when you open Premiere Pro, this is probably one of these two windows is the one that's gonna open up for you. As it says assembly, basically what it's meant to do is help you choose what files you want to use and put them into the timeline. Now, as you can see, now this might be confusing to all of you, but like once you just like mess around a little bit, it gets better. It gets a lot easier. So the program that I was editing in most at the beginning was in editing. Not the program, just the section. Sorry, the section that I used to edit in the most was editing section. So this is what pops up into editing. As you can see, the windows have changed. There's this one. Here, there's source, no clips, effect controls, where you control your clips, if they move, effects that you added to your clips, and stuff like that. You got audio mixer here. If you have multiple audios in the video, it's gonna show them here. And metadata about the files that you've put in and the file that you select. Down here you got project. This is how I named it, and here is going to be your media. So if the way you import your media is double clicking, or you just find these files, select them and drag them in. Now that I have selected a lot of them, I'm just gonna, drag all of these, actually select all of these, click open, and now they're opening in my Premiere Pro. Now once they open, they're gonna show up down here at the bottom. You can see there some of their details, like frame rate, their length, and if you scroll to the side, you've got more things. Like once you import them into the timeline, they're gonna show up right there. Like these things, I never use them, so yeah. For now, I'm just gonna skip them because I personally don't have any use of them. I'm still semi-professional. I'm gonna call myself that. Like I've never used any of these, so I'm only using this. Then you've got like if we double click one of the clips, they're gonna show up here. And if we play them, we can preview them. This is from the video. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm just gonna pause there. So yeah. Oh, there's this one thing I'm kind of throwing everything at you, I know, but you can just go back and rewatch it as many times as you need to. So you've got these two options where you can only drag audio, only drag video, but I'm gonna get back to that later. For now, I'm gonna show you how to open a sequence. So usually for social networks, we use 30 frames per second. If it's an export, 30 frames per second for social media. So what we're gonna do is we can change the view here to this, or this, or this, right? But hold on just a second. I'm gonna click down here at the bottom where it's empty. Click new item, add a sequence. Now there are here many options for different types of cameras, but since I'm using a DSLR camera by Nikon, I'm just gonna select this mode right here, and then I'm just going to like import it, obviously. So I'm gonna click OK. It's named sequence 1. You can change the name if you want to. You can just like change here, right click, like rename, click sequence 1. Instead of number 1, we're just gonna type 1, spell it. Now, obviously, everything's like black, you've got nothing in there. Let's just import one video. Let's import. Which one is like a bit longer? This one is 17 seconds. Okay. It's telling me that this clip doesn't match the sequence's settings. Change sequence to match the clip setting. So I will choose to keep existing settings because I wanted to export in 30 frames per second. Though we can change that after again, but this way it's not gonna mess with our workflow or our editing. So in here I can move the clip up and down, can move it back. I was able to move it this way apart because this button here is not turned on. Like if we turn it on, link selection, click to the side, click again, now we can move it together because this audio and video belong together. So if we want to delete the audio, we click here, right click, and then delete on the keyboard, or right click and clear. Now I'm going to keep that on, and I'm going to show you some more of these shortcuts right here. These are the most important thing in Premiere Pro. So I'm going to add a few more clips to show you what some of them do. So there's this one here. You select it with A. This is the move tool or selection tool. I call it move tool. Click on a video, you move it any way you want. This one helps you select videos right from the point that you clicked on. So if you click here, it's going to select everything there. You click here, it's going to select that one. Here, selects the two of them. Now I'm going to show you another one that's like really important, which is the cut tool. So basically, you just drag it over your clip, choose the point you want, click Ctrl K, and it's going to cut it. Or you click with your mouse right there and it cuts it into parts. We got this one, which is called Slip Tool. Basically what it does, or you can also select it with Y, what it does is it moves the ending and the beginning of video a few steps back and forward, as you can see. So on the right is the ending of the video, where the video is going to end, and on the left, where the video is going to begin. Now I can do that now because I shortened the video. I brought it from the sides and I shortened it. Now it's full length, and if I click the thing, it's not actually going to allow me to do that because there's no more length to the video. That's that. The next tool is Pen Tool. Now with Pen Tool, you basically create masks or different shapes. This now is just a graphic, a shape. There's like nothing to it. So we're gonna erase that. What we can do though is if we click on here, the next tool is just type tool. Just like in Photoshop, if you ever use Photoshop, it's the same. Drag it, there's your box, you can type stuff in, and then here on the left, now we're getting the effects control panel. Here on the left, we got fonts that we can use. Now this is my favorite, Metropolis Bold. It's like such a good font, so I use that the most. Control panel. Now here for the clip, this clip, we can adjust its position, scale, rotation, and opacity, and some more things. The more effects we add, the more they're gonna like show up down here and over here. If it's audio effects, they're gonna show down here. If it's video effects, they're gonna show up here underneath the timer mapper. Now I'm gonna show you what actually all of these do. So this one moves the video left and right. This one moves it up and down. We click here to return it to original state. Now scale, you can zoom the video out and zoom the video back in. Rotation, obviously rotates the video, but now you got these black bars. How do you fix that? If your video is not straight, you rotate it, now you got black bars. You zoom in. Now, if you're recording with full HD or just HD, this is not going to be a good option. So, what I suggest doing is just recording in 4K if you got that possibility. If not, then please make sure that with your camera you are set like straight so that you don't need to rotate the video, unless obviously that was the intention. We got your opacity here. Opacity essentially makes the video more see-through or brighter, or the lower the percentage goes, the video is more see-through, and the higher it is, the video is less see-through or not see-through at all. Those were the beginning settings regarding just what you can do with the video. Now we can, for example, do this. We have keyframes. Keyframes basically set a point in time when effect is going to actually take effect. Get it? So we can choose here to be at 100% opacity, and the next moment we can even zoom in right here. Next moment we can set it down to 0, and then here again, actually it was 6%, but we're gonna keep it at that. Still 6%, and then here we can take it to 100. And when we play that back, see, and we can make that even faster actually. Make it faster and closer to each other. It's gonna be like popping. That's still actually way too slow, so you can move it and make it even closer. See now? See? Now if we add some music and there's a beat, this is gonna help a lot. There's like a, you know what I mean? We can sync them up. Whenever they're in audio, there's like a peak where there's a bass there, you can do this, and it's gonna add so much more to the video. Now I made also a video on how to change the speed in the video. Now there's a few ways. The most easy way would be you click Ctrl and R. It opens this. It opens this window up. So you click. So then it shows you the speed and duration of the video at the moment. If you want to reverse the video, you click reverse speed. It reverses it. Then there's frame sampling and optic flow. That kind of messes with the image, but we're not gonna touch that for now. Just frame sampling. And what we do is click on speed, and if we're recording 40 frames per second, in my experience you can go down to like 43%, 45 without it messing up. Why? Because it has to do with frame rates that we recorded in and the frame rate of our sequence. So if we're recording 6 frames per second, we should be able to slow it down like up to half, or in this case a bit more. So if I put it down to 45%, see video became longer. When we play it, and it's slowed down, and the audio is different too, right? It's slowed down, it's different. The opacity thing that we've done, it's slower. So is the video. Everything is much slower. Now we can do Ctrl R and go back to 100%. That's gonna be the same. Another way is clicking here, going to time remapping and speed. Now what we can do, we can select a certain point in time where we want it to take effect. Click the pen tool, select it here, 2 points in time, as you can see. Now what we can do, we click V, and now we slow it down. Now this is a more complicated way, where it goes down, slows down, and then starts back up. Those are 2 different ways that you can do it. And you can play with the music, with sounds as well whilst you do this. So it can be a very, very nice and good special detail. But for now, let's just go back. Let's go back to the opacity. Now also we got the color panel, right, where you edit your video, the color of your video. So you can increase the temperature, you can move the exposure, highlights, shadows up and down, you got a lot of options here to play with. I personally like to use the fade film or in curves to make an S-curve, just like in photography, and make the fade and bring up the fade. So, but with fade, in my experience, the video tends to lose a lot of quality, especially if it's not in 4K. Then it does not have enough detail to keep the quality. Now the next panel we're gonna open is effects panel. So here we've got the effects on the right. We can add effects to the video or add effects to audio. Now let's switch to effects panel. So in here we can choose to add effects, add essential graphics, essential sounds even, or elementary color settings as well. And here we have libraries, markers, history, and all that stuff, just the same as we had in editing up here. So I want to show you essential graphics. You can make these in After Effects or import them files that someone else has made. So now I'm gonna type in YouTube because I got some for YouTube. So this one I've downloaded and this one too, but I made one for myself. So I'm just gonna drag it and paste it. So now we have the animation. So now we have the animation right here. It's bad quality at the moment. Allow me to just render this.
You can render it by pressing enter on your keyboard.
So now that it is rendered, you can see the animation going on. So I think that's just pretty cool. Now let's switch to our audio panel. Here you can mess around with audio. I rarely use it, so I'm just gonna go to the next one. I do all of my edits, like I click here and then the effects tab opens up for me, so I do everything there. There's graphics now, and here we got just essential graphics. It's pretty much the same as earlier what I've done. You type in YouTube or whatever other preset you have, you place it in here, and that's it. Now there's my own workspace, which I've made a lot simpler for myself. So in order to make one, I'll show you in the next video, but also this guy that I have made a video of, you should follow on Instagram. His Instagram username is right here. He makes quotes and motivational quotes, and creates amazing and sick images in Photoshop and does amazing art. And he's actually also trying to become a web developer and web designer and all those things. So he's doing great so far at that, and I'm proud of him. But it would mean a lot to him and me if you could just click on his username, go and follow him. He's doing great. And yeah, I think that will be it for the video, and I'm going to show you this in the next one, how to create your own workspace, how to move these around to find the one that suits you the best. So thank you for tagging along. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe, and hope I will see you in the next video. Peace.